It's been a little while, but I think it's time for another house tour. This is my Coldharbour house. Hello, it's Icy. Yes, that's correct. Time for a tour. This house was built quite a long time ago. So long ago that I'm actually not sure when. I think we are talking back in the Somerset years. I think probably as long ago as that, mainly because of one of the major design elements for the house. So let's take a little look. What I wanted was something that was a very structured formal garden, because I think we might have established it. That's my jam. And around way back then, the Eleanor glass houses came out for the first time at the luxury vendor, and I bought 4, which was all I could afford and was most of my gold. And I thought to myself, oh, that's okay. Everybody will want one of these. I'll just sell the extras. Did I? No, of course not. I ended up using them in this build, and I don't regret it. I really enjoyed making this particular build. So this is built around the shape of a square, and there are mirrored, replicated sides on each. There are formal gardens all the way around. So around each of the 4 sides of the squares, there are these little platforms, each of which has a garden that is similar but not identical. They all have their own little, I guess, quirks, and their own slight variation in style. And then in the corners, you can see we have green crystals, which are burning with hard-graven fires underneath, just to bring that green magical energy to the garden. One thing I'd like to point out, just so you can use this for your own builds, you'll note here I've got some very, very dark green hedges. They're actually not that dark. These are the Somerset scruffy hedges, put in upside down. If you put them in upside down, they reflect the light differently, and so you get this wonderful, really almost black-green color. And contrasting those with the other green hedges is a really interesting way to use them. So feel free to steal that idea, and if you do, I would just like to see how you use it. So let me know. The platforms in between each of these are the Coldharbour stones upside down. And then we lead each of these into a sunken well of flowers. These are basically the purple version of those blue trees, the wisteria trees, just dropped into the ground to create the effect of a bed of flowers. We have ginkgo trees in all of the corners, each with their own little circular gardens. All of this in here was all placed manually. This was well before the precision editing was added to the housing editor, and also I didn't I think I did use the precision editing tool that was built into the essential housing tools, where you can actually type in the angle that you want something to be. So I did go in and, for example, place a set of stairs and then say, okay, make this 45 degrees compared to these ones, so I could get all of the angles precise. But much of it is hand done. Now down here in the middle of the greenhouses, what I really want to show you is this very Escher-like interlinking of archways. This is really fun. I love the way this turned out. These are 4 ancient elven archways at the top, 4 at the bottom, all linked together and then offset by 45 degrees. So it gives this most wonderful linked-in effect. This one was all hand placed mostly, because it just wasn't working with essential housing tools from memory. But I'm really, really happy how that looks. Also, use that idea. I'd like to see that used by somebody and see what you come up with. So each of the greenhouses all have a different theme. So color-wise, it's almost sort of seasonal, but not quite. More just what cool stuff did I have in my inventory that I can stick in to make it look pretty. So this is the blue and green room, a slightly more formal variation of one of these rooms. And then we have, on this one, we have the spooky room that has these wonderful little globule-like flowers, along with the crown gem purchased black smoke and the dead trees. I think this works super well. And as you can see, the garden on the outside takes those same elements and uses them as well. And the planters are actually the orcish sarcophagi in a cross, which I think works really nicely. The next one on is the very bright white, kind of almost elven. This always reminds me of a very kind of Lord of the Rings sort of room with beautiful trees with long straight stems, with the thistles, the glowing thistle blossom thingies up in the top, and the crystals making the big tree at the back. So I very much like that one. I think it works super well. And then over here in the last one we have a very warm kind of reds autumnal, sort of warm and luxurious room, which I think also works pretty well. Very well? That room could use some work, I think. There are a lot more other plants now that are available that I think that particular room could do with some work. Actually, do you know, probably this one I could do some extra with these two rooms, I think. The other two, in their sparseness, I quite appreciate, but I do very much like this garden. It ticked all the right boxes for my brain, all of the straight lines, all of the corners, all of the symmetry. I really did enjoy making this one. It was extremely satisfying. So, if you end up visiting this house, let me know. This is the Coldharbour House, North America PC. ICYIC is the character name that you can come and visit. It is open for visitors, or it will be by the time I finish recording this video. But I would like to know. Also, if you have a Coldharbour or another house you'd like me to visit, let me know. Just point it out in the comments. I do like visiting other people's houses, and I would like to see yours. If you don't, please follow me here on YouTube. I do housing videos, I do all sorts of things about new content for the game, as well as reading out lore books if that's your jam. And I'm also on the ESO Stream Team. So I do have giveaways, so come follow me over on twitch.tv/ICYIC. I would love to see you there. Thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.